way back when I was 15, and I was super excited because I came home. I was a new driver, and I said, "Hey, Dad, we need to create a steering wheel warmer." And he was like, "I don't think anybody will buy that." And I was like, "Are you sure? Because I think that we could, we could do this aftermarket."
And that's how you made your first $1 million. You went and got the patent on that?
No, because I was only 15. And so fast forward, so his last truck, guess what? His last truck, he returned to the dealership because he said that it didn't have a steering wheel warmer. So my philosophy is, even if that you don't have supporters, you still need to go after those ideas.
Welcome to the show where we explore the who, what, where, how, and why of the extraordinary people who define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. Today we have Shelle Hagen, the owner of Elite Massage Academy. Hello, Shelle.
Hello, it's so great to be here.
Thank you for coming. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what it is that you do?
Well, I actually have 3 companies that
wow.
Not only the Elite Massage Academy, but first was Elite Massage Therapy, or Elite Therapeutic Massage, I should say, was my first massage office 25 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Put that together.
And that's still running?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. And we actually have 2 offices, one in Fargo, one in Moorhead.
Okay.
And then 4 years ago, I opened a massage therapy school, and that's the Elite Massage Academy. But at the same time, I also started a continuing education company. So I travel the United States teaching massage therapists and creating product and inventing product as well.
Because massage therapy is a licensed profession?
It sure is, yes.
Even in Minnesota, or the Minnesota is different, right?
Minnesota is a different animal. Minnesota is city by city regulated. So you have to kind of be mindful of when you go for your treatments to ask those questions. But North Dakota is state regulated.
Yeah, that's I've always found, and so I'm curious, because we're on the border here.
Yes.
Why they're not all just located in Minnesota? Because it's just easier, right? Like why do it in Fargo at all when you have to jump through the extra hoops?
Right. Well, you want regulation because regulation means safety. Regulation means higher education, and with that, your treatments. You just have more modalities available. Okay. So not saying that you can't, people that aren't licensed in Minnesota haven't gone through a lot of education. It's just there's nobody governing them.
It's not necessarily the case.
Correct.
So that the buyer needs to be a little bit more aware.
Yes, they very much do.
Okay. So why don't you paint me the picture a little bit? I mean, you're doing so many things.
Yep.
What's your day-to-day? Like, what's the split between those? Between those 3 businesses, one must be the time taker more than the other, or what?
How does it all work?
I mean, are you even in town? You say you travel all around the country.
I do.
That sounds exhausting.
Well, it's an adventure. I call it an adventure.
Sure.
No, the only way that it works is I have an incredible team.
Okay.
Each entity has a group of people that are highly talented and go-getters. Okay. And if I was trying to do this all myself, there's just no way. And I'm not going to sit here and say this is all me.
It's all you.
No, it totally cannot be. My philosophy has always been you don't have to be the smartest. You just have to be in the room and find the smartest in the room. Sure. Then you collaborate with them, and there's no limit to what you can achieve.
Absolutely.
So that's what makes it super exciting. So with my juggling, I've been doing the massage professional offices for 25 years. And so I have a solid team built, very, very educated, very, very competent. And so they really, manage a lot of the day-to-day stuff at this time. And then I'm there to help assist and guide and kind of be the rudder, the visionary.
The executive work. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then with the school, started that 4 years ago. And now I have a crew of highly motivated, and we're just working on a new project with our accreditation. Yeah. With our program, but then also adding different avenues to really elevate the opportunity for people that want to get into the industry. And so with that, I'm doing some teaching, but not as much as I used to here on campus. And then at least a couple weeks out of the month, I'm traveling to various states.
A couple weeks.
Every couple weeks, I'm off to reach out and do some education in different states. So I'm headed to Florida next.
I mean, that's a big time sink, though. I mean, you're saying every couple of weeks at least, so that's more than half your time is spent traveling and teaching at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
And is that so? As far as like you're just doing the teaching, or are you also doing a great deal of networking there, or let's paint the picture for that. So where do you pick where you're going to go? Like you get in your car, you drive out there, and how long is the class? Like, 'cause you're out there for weeks.
Yes.
This is,
So it all depends on the event. So for massage therapists, we need continuing education.
Yeah.
And so dependent upon the state and how much they need. So we have a lot of spa owners that will reach out to me. I'll come in and I'll teach their spa. So I've been at some of the Ritz-Carlton and some of these very large entities where it's nuts. It's like a $700 couples massage.
Sure.
That is what they charge.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
So when you're going to go out to so we have the full hour. And so I always want to go real slow to really, really paint the picture.
Understand how this got to be.
Well, even how it is for you, because you do it, you live it every day. To you, it's just Tuesday, but I can't even picture. I barely leave town.
Right.
I never leave Fargo. So you wake up at home, get in your car, you drive out to the spa. You're living in the spa for a week.
It really all depends on the needs of the spa.
Yeah.
But so 4 years ago, I was leafing through the Massage Warehouse magazine, and so that's where all the equipment was purchased. And at that time, we still had magazines. Now it's gone more online over the years. But anyway, Hot Stone, very, very high requested service. That and deep tissue. However, there was a lot of obstacles with providing the Hot Stone massage service. And so as I was looking through this Massage Warehouse magazine, I saw a little picture of these stones that were shaped different, and that was the CoreStone. And so I was like, okay, well, what is this? So I ordered a set, and I turned them loose on my team, and I said, take a look at these. What do you think to use? How is this different? And they came back to me and they said, well, we've thrown our current product away that we're using. This is all we want. So I was like, okay. So what they are is going back to how they were created was the creator living in New Paltz, New York. She was a hiker and would hike in the quarries out in her area, and she would find core samples of stone. And she was having some problems with her calf muscle, her gastrocs. And so she picked one up and started working on it, and it got better.
Like using it to massage her body.
Massage her lower leg.
Not their fingers,
nope.
But rubbing with the... Is a lot of massage done using an implement? When I think of massage, and I mean, I'm totally ignorant of all of it. So when I think of massage, I think of someone putting their hands on you. That's almost half the fun.
Well, yeah, no. And the thing is, with a tool, when you have a tool, you can use it hot or you can use it cold, especially with ours. And so, and it helps the therapist with long-term repetitive use injuries and all of the above.
Yeah.
And so. Oh. Exactly. So she was like, maybe I'm onto something. So she took them into her garage and started crafting them out of her garage and selling them. And that's how she created the company. And that's what she put in that magazine. And
that's Hot Stone, or what do you call that?
It's CoreStones.
CoreStones,
okay. Yeah. So that's how I had ordered a large amount of them for my office. And was waiting for the order to come in. And Sunday morning, the phone rings, and it's Dale Grust, and she was the owner at the time. And we got to visiting, and she's like, I'm out of this one, but can I swap you this one? And, is this going to be okay? And I said, absolutely. But by the time that we finished the conversation, I had a plane ticket booked out to New Paltz, New York, to take a look at her company to purchase it. So she was looking to retire. And we just connected.
Yeah.
And she could sense that I was really into innovation. I was really into elevating our industry, and she said she didn't want to retire and let it die, and the company. And so I flew out there and did some training, looked at her warehouse, and purchased the company. A few months later, a minivan came across the Midwest with all of the product loaded down in this minivan and trailer, and became to our warehouse here in the area. So,
are you still working through that same inventory, or because she said that she got it all out of a quarry? Is what you said, or where do they come from? Where does
So we have various quarries now, and no, we are not working on her inventory anymore.
That's been sold a long time ago.
Oh yeah, we no, that's old news. So we have various quarries that we pull the soapstone out of. Soapstone is a phenomenal stone for what we do, simply because it has you can use it hot or cold, and it's non-porous. So a lot of people will make their countertops out of soapstone simply because you don't have the pathogens that get caught in it.
Okay.
Easy clean. So for those of you who are doing massage will understand, your old way of doing things was a lot of cleanup, a lot of just time that was, but all clients loved it. So it was one of those love-hate relationships.
By using your hands, or like what was the old and what's the new? What's the
old way, working with the old river rock.
Okay.
So we'll just say river rock, right?
Okay, yeah.
So
these CoreStones are in comparison to river rock.
Correct. This is next generation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So and they're also cut ergonomic with the CoreStones. Okay. So they fit in the therapist's hands like an extension of their hand, versus just simply a glob of stone that you would find out in nature.
And so is this largely what you're out teaching? Like, is
yes.
this? Oh, so when you go teaching, it's to teach
CoreStone,
and that like almost exclusively.
Yes.
Okay, and because that is the CoreStone is the core of your entire business, it sounds like, is that
for the continuing education company? Yes.
Okay, so just for the continuing education company.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we have it. I teach my students this, and I also and we also have it in our professional offices.
Yeah.
But it's a new movement.
Okay.
It's a new modality.
Okay.
That we're bringing to the industry.
And your continuing education is kind of centered around that, because
correct.
Continuing education, like so I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, and I have all kinds of licensing requirements, including if I mention I'm a realtor, I have to say the name of my entire brokerage. Like that's one.
Oh yeah.
I'm legally required to anytime I say.
Really?
Yep. Really. So I always I have to say it. And in addition, I have to do continuing education.
Yes.
That's a common licensing requirement, right?
Yep.
And so usually there's a whole different variety of them. So when you said you did continuing education, I was imagining, because there's 10 different classes you can take every year, and you can pick and choose whichever one you want. Yours is specifically the CoreStones, which you also conveniently happen to sell.
Correct.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that all kind of developed at the same time, and that is probably the largest business thing that you do right now, I suppose, is spending as far as eating up your time, is driving out, teaching about the CoreStones, and then inevitably probably selling the CoreStones.
Correct.
Would that be correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, that's a great little business model you happened upon. Obviously, you're very passionate about it, to spend and invest so much of your time in it. What is it like going out? So, because I think a lot of people, they say, well, I go and give talks for a living, or I go and teach for a living, and I travel around doing that. They don't really I don't know that people can picture what that is really like, living that kind of a lifestyle. So, like, my first question was, so you go out to that Ritz.
Yep.
Are you spending the week at their spa, or are they putting you up in a different hotel, or what's that like for you?
Well, I work 7 days a week. Right there, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is a lot of times, but when you find what you really enjoy to do, it's not work. and that's, some people have hobbies. I have my businesses that is really fun. It all depends on the entity. There are some spas that will bring me out and they'll put me in their spa or their hotel, and then I teach their team, and then I have other courses that I can also put with CoreStone. Yeah. So whatever they need to learn, it's available to them. Yeah. So whether it be customer retention, whether it be just greeting customers, or just your basics, we can go back to basics, or we can start and really work on this new modality. So this last spa that I worked with, they have implemented in their signature service the CoreStone sessions, and so it's really excited. They when they came back with their monthly total, that they had increased their sales by 14,000 just by adding this modality.
And that was your product,
correct? That
they added to.
Yep.
I mean, that's
it's super cool.
That is a huge opportunity.
Yes.
And so you kind of had started with explaining, and I kind of want to go back to how it is that you jumped into that. It was just you were randomly leafing through. Were you teaching? Were you already doing continuing education classes at that time? Like, how did those two things? Because I don't necessarily see them as related. I'm interested in these CoreStones and I'm selling them. I have the business that sells them, and I'm doing continuing education. I think it's brilliant that you've combined them. Obviously, that's working very well. Did it start that way, or where did it turn into continuing education, and how did that happen?
Well, to have a product, you also need to have people understand how to use the product.
Sure.
So, and then we also have the requirements that most therapists need. Yeah. So if you're hooking them together,
it's brilliant. Is it your idea?
Yes.
Yes. You just launched it that way.
That's why I say innovation. Right?
Yeah. So you just started by buying this. It was out of New York, you said?
It's out of New York, and it was because every problem is an opportunity.
Sure.
It is. Uh-huh. And so it's like, okay, so this is really a frustration. Yeah. So how are we going to get around this? What can you do?
The CE is almost the frustration that you're solving.
It's so crazy because
you have to do it every year.
Exactly. And doing massage for 25 years that I've done.
Yeah.
I hated continuing ed.
Yeah.
I used to hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and look at what I'm doing now. I'm teaching it.
Yeah.
And I'm encouraging people to go and do it. And that's why it's so funny. You never can say never.
Well, and
never.
I think because you hate it,
yes, you're
uniquely situated.
Correct.
I have a similar relationship with sales.
Yes.
I'm deeply antisocial, but it requires you. Real estate requires you to
be social.
To be social, because people choose their realtor just on who they know, like, and trust the most. And so, because of my deep hatred for social, I have engineered very specific and very direct ways to be a nice person, because otherwise I'm just a jerk.
Yeah, right.
And
sure.
so in a similar way, you are probably uniquely situated because the person who loves CE shouldn't be making the CE classes.
Correct.
Because they're just going to, whatever we do is so much fun and it doesn't matter. We're learning.
Correct.
You're like, I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Nope,
I hated having my time
correct.
wasted.
Yep.
Yeah. So I can see how that's worked out very well for you and been a clean or a strong path forward. But what was it like? So were you teaching any CE before that time, or it all jumped off out of the CoreStone?
No, I was teaching CE before, simply because I had my professional massage team, and I would train them. And what I called it was an Inspire Lab, essentially. So each month I would get my team together and we'd work on different, what are you seeing? What with clients coming in? What pathology are you seeing? And trading ideas.
That was sufficient to meet the CE requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were learning new things constantly.
Man, I wish my broker could just teach me the CE.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And so then I was thinking, okay, well, part of it, like I said, our own clientele was asking for the hot stone service and deep tissue, two most requested services. But if you have been a therapist, you know that by the fourth session, you're ready to do some relaxation, some lighter work that's not as taxing on you. And so it's like, how can we make this fun for the therapist, but still deliver that deep layer feel into the tissue? And it's like, okay, well, the stones then bring the heat or bring the cool with it. And so the problem that we were running into was the cleaning of them, because we had these river rocks, right? We had all these river rocks. And then what did you use to heat them with? A pulled pork roaster. It was a legit pulled pork roaster. I have talked to the manufacturers way back when, and we had a conversation about this, that's because you'd fill it with water, then you'd put all these rocks in your pulled pork roaster.
And
then
this is how everybody does it?
This is in 1990. This is when it came on the scene. And this is where you will come into any massage room, and then you have your little minnow dipper, and you scoop in there, you pull out a wet rock, and you shake it off because it's all wet and it's too hot, right? It's way too hot for the therapist to handle at that point. So you have to wait for it to get to the right temperature. So you kind of move on to your other technique. You come back to your stone, you pick it up. Oh, you missed your window. So what do? You throw it back in the pulled pork roaster, heat it up a little bit and try again. Or if you've used them and they have any product on them, oil, lotion, cream from doing your session, you can't put them back in the water. So you have to, it's done. That's it. So you would have maybe 30 or 40 stones to clean after you were done with your session. Plus, then you had to get it back in the water to heat up for your next customer. So there was just a lot of, it was an HR nightmare. We had landslides of stones sitting around our sink. Who didn't clean their stones? That kind of thing. And so that, and they just were not ergonomic. They didn't fit in the hand.
I've not gotten a lot of massages in my life. I mean, is it the case that most people are working with stones? Because again, when I think massage, when I hear massage, I'm thinking, being touched by fingers. Is it what's
Both.
common? What's out there?
There's a lot of modalities out there, a lot. But with, most people, most massage therapists, I should say, have been trained in a hot stone at some point. A lot of them have abandoned the modality because of all the issues of, it's just a lot of hurdles.
Yeah. And now with your CoreStones.
Yeah. So
what is it? How does your CoreStone solve the problem? Because you still got to wash them, or no?
No, you got to wash. You always have to wash your tools. So I get the stones, right? And I also inherited 3 pulled pork roasters from Dale.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, here you go. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to put it at the front of the classroom, when you teach or whatnot. And then everybody comes and, dips the minnow or the tongs in there to get it out. And I was like, okay, there's got to be a better way. So I started looking around, and there was nothing. There was no innovation. So I was like, well, this is silly. So I got to work and started getting some different prototypes of different products that were currently out there to make them what I wanted. And I was like, okay. So
what's the pulled pork? What is it doing? It's sanitizing them, right? By heating it up?
No, it's just heating water. Think like hot dogs at a ballpark.
Just to make the stone warm.
You're just trying to heat the stone up.
Okay.
And so it's like, all right, well, so how are we going to do this? So putting together different ideas. Amazon hates me. I'm sure I'm on their watch list because I ordered all these different things to try to cobble something together, right? And I kept, send it back. So finally I'm like, okay, this is what I want. I had it sketched out on paper. I'm ready. And I need this to be brought into the world. And it's like, what the heck am I going to do? So I called 1-800-INVENTION. So you know how those, hey, you got an idea? Call 1-800-INVENTION and we'll help you get connected.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was me. So I call and I'm like, hey, I've got an invention. I want to bring this to light. And they're like, okay. So getting connected, they were able to connect me with engineers. So
wow.
they have an engineer department. They have a marketing department.
Was this literally 1-800-INVENTION?
It pretty much is.
Yeah,
it's the infomercial.
I mean, was it a phone number that you called? What year was this?
It was 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
I sorry to ask, but I'm 40. I don't remember the last time I like called a number to buy something.
No?
Like a phone number.
Yeah.
You
didn't want to talk to anybody?
Well, no, I don't mind talking. I talk to people.
You think I'd email them instead? Is that what you're saying?
I feel my sense would be that anything that has a phone number, I'm not going to find it very credulous. Like, I'm just going to be like, whatever the number, whatever their business model is that allows them to have a phone number makes me think, well, gosh, the margins must be outrageous and I'm going to get stuck into some kind of click hole. like that's really how my sense of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course I looked at their website.
Sure.
Too. But also I needed to talk to somebody to see what this is.
Yeah.
To understand what it is exactly that you do, because it's like, all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and the first 10,000 that I coughed up to pay them was like, this might be the craziest
just setting
thing.
the money on fire.
This could
That's a big jump.
That was a big jump.
But you were sold on it.
I was willing to take the risk.
You feel like you did your due diligence, or do you feel like you got lucky?
I think a little of both.
Yeah.
I think any time that you're doing something new, there's a little of both.
Yeah. And I'm so risk averse personally, so I never get lucky. So that's so that's why I find it interesting. Like,
you got to take calculated risks, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not like I knew a lot of engineers. And and so I had, for
$10,000, I can introduce you to some. That's
yeah, well, yeah, out of the back of your car, right?
Yeah. I suppose.
I got somebody I can connect you with.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I interviewed the people before I signed any contracts, or and I went through and they gave me examples.
Like over the phone, or it was a sit down, or
no, it's over the phone because
or Zoom probably.
It wasn't even Zoom. It was just a phone call.
It was phone calls.
Yeah, a guy that one of the head leaders that I was visiting with, he was in Tampa, Florida.
But I'm such a cynical a-hole. You know what I mean? So like,
you're you're nuts.
And I did spend some time working as a telemarketer. So like, the phones just, to me, it's like anybody calling.
How would you have done it?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Right.
So I'm not criticizing. I'm
just
exploring like what the process was. Like, maybe I need to have a more optimistic outlook on things and take a page out of Shelle's book and learn how to
give it a whirl.
Yeah. Take a risk. Take a chance.
Yeah.
Believe in somebody sometime.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did. Of course, you read the contracts and you talk to the people, and they give you some referrals so you can talk to some of the people that they have worked with too.
Yeah. Okay.
So that you can. So it's not like it was just blindly like I put my credit card in and was like, here you go.
Did you call those referrals?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But I did look into them.
You looked into them. Yeah. Googled them. Made sure they were real people with a real product.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not. I'm more like, maybe I need to come out of my hole and quit being such a scaredy pants myself.
Well, I mean, it definitely, and you kind of have a stop point too, right? So you're like, okay, I have this idea, I have this product that I want to bring to market, and I'm willing to put X amount of dollars in and know that this might just be R&D.
Yeah.
And it might not even go anywhere. I did connect with as many current manufacturers and current business owners that I could.
And nobody was making what you wanted to make.
No, nor were they willing to go into it and help me take this on.
Part of this process also is getting you, obviously, then the patent as well.
Oh, of course. Yep.
Yeah, and that's also part of the $10,000.
That was the starter fee.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you go through all of this, you meet with all the engineers, and you give them all the concepts that you want to bring to light, and then they put together the whole.
You make them sign an NDA or something, right?
Oh, of course, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have a business if that was the case.
Yeah.
But there was a lot.
Idea.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I was kind of like, well, somebody might take this and run.
Yeah.
And but what's the alternative? Yeah. And bottom line, I was like, I need this. So what it is it's a no water heating system for stones and tools that is an open heating source that's safe for clients. It's safe for your practitioners. It has a timer, so it auto times off, so you're not going to leave it on overnight. That's a problem with any time when you get people, things get left on.
Yeah.
So, and also being able to control the temperature so that you have it at that perfect temperature each time you go to pick up your tool, which is unheard of. Then when you go to clean it, you simply take everything off and wipe it down. So my turnover time went from 40 to 50 minutes per cleanup with the pulled pork roaster to 3 minutes.
Wow.
So you can see why the ROI for your spas are very excited about this.
Yeah.
Because
but does this only work with the CoreStones?
Nope, works with all the different. But
so how is it getting the heat into the stone, or how is it heating it up? Or is it just like a, what is it? Like, can you describe a little bit?
Yeah, so it's just, it looks like, to give you an example of what I started out with was a Dash pancake griddle. Evan Dash, big in kitchen appliances.
Okay.
So let's just say I tracked him down right away.
The man himself.
Oh yeah, Evan, yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
oh sure.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Okay, sure.
So I got a hold of him. I got him on the phone, and I'm like, Evan, we need to do this. And he was like,
this is before or after you had the engineers working for you?
This was before. This was when I was trying to get him to work with me to create this, because he had already, the manufacturers, he had already, but he was like, I really appreciate you reaching out. And I was just,
I'm looking at the Dash pancake maker. It looks a lot like a waffle iron.
It's a big flat. It should be the big flat one for pancakes. But he also makes them for waffles. He makes the waffles like in shapes.
Yeah.
And I think he has some other.
No, here I get it here. Yeah, I mean it is like a waffle iron, but without the waffling.
Without the waffling.
Without the waffling, without the ridges. Okay, cool. And so basically you put your stones in something like that.
Well, yeah. So you don't close there's no lid. It's just you just leave it open.
Okay.
Think hibachi cooking, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And at the time when I was making my prototypes, that's what I was using for my prototype.
Yeah.
And so I had on Amazon, I had all of these accounts created, because on Amazon, if you've ever ordered anything, you can't get more than X amount of quantity at a time. So I was because I was trying to figure out how am I going to, have these so that people can use them and use this idea for themselves, right? So, and then I was having to watch the pricing, and whenever they would go on sale, I would buy as many as I possibly could.
That's what you were using before you used the engineers.
Exactly, because there was nothing out there.
Why not just a griddle? Why? What does this solve? About a griddle?
A griddle,
like just a straight up, like a plug-in griddle.
That's basically what this is.
Yeah.
Right. But with his, the design it had a great aesthetic design.
I see.
With the bottom, if you see on there.
Yeah. With the feet. It's got like little feet on it. Yeah.
But it is way too hot. It is not made for long term.
You're gonna burn someone.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, because there's no way of controlling it. And that's the whole point.
Is your warmer for sale on Amazon right now?
Not on Amazon. We have our own storefront.
Okay.
And
what's that?
CoreStoneMassage.com. And so we have our own system that we use with it. So it was kind of funny because I had reached out to Evan, and I'm just like, okay, Evan, well, if you're not willing to, because he's like, I got to stay with the kitchen, Shelle. The kitchen stuff is my thing. I'm not going off into the spa world with this. I'm like, seriously, come on, And he's like, no. And I'm like, fine. So then that's, again, when I had to go on to my own. But he was really, really kind, really gracious to work with. And he actually was able to get me, then I could wholesale, and a pallet then arrived. So then I wasn't, cruising around the internet in the meantime trying to find.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. The design of it's pretty cool. It kind of looks like if you ever had an iMac Mini, it almost looks like that because it's got the round corners. It's just like it's like a square with rounded corners.
Yep.
And maybe 1.5 inches thick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's flat. It's very aesthetically. It's very designed interestingly. It's got like Mac vibes, but it's black. I don't know if that's what you're going for, but very cool. And so this is with the CoreStones, this is almost your claim to fame. This is the biggest thing that you ever did. And wow, talk about a jump off. What, so you were already doing the CE when you started developing all these things.
Right.
Were you just thinking retail and resell, or was folding it all into CE kind of part of the original plan?
For me, it was just changing the way we did our work. Like I said, if nothing else, I wanted this developed just for me to use with my team. That's all, because I was like, we need it.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, and it all doesn't come to any fruition, then that's okay, because it's going to elevate what we're doing.
When I booked you on the show, and when I heard about Elite Massage Academy, I was thinking something like Joseph's, but for people who massage. But you have like a product and all the CE, like that's the biggest thing about you now. But it wasn't always, I don't think, right? So where did it all begin with? It was with you actually being a massage therapist yourself, right?
Yeah. So if you want to rewind, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I told you it goes quick. We are at 12:42, if you can believe it.
No way.
Yeah, we've done 40 minutes already.
Okay, well then I'll give it to you in a nutshell.
I've got 10 minutes, and I want to.
Ask me your burning question.
Well, what I like to kind of narrow in on it is what happened to you that made you fall down this path. Obviously the catching the CoreStones change. It has defined what you're doing now. But if you hadn't gotten into massage, that never would have gotten down there. So can you, in the next 10 minutes, can we isolate how that happened? Because, I think a lot of people say, well, gosh, I'd love to sell a product. Products are great, right? Infinite leverage. It's just how many can you sell? You just get the inventory. So many of us are trapped in service businesses, and they're different economies. They're different. And the economies of scale product is fantastic. Was it intentional to get into a product? Were you always wanting to do that? Or you were doing massage and massage school before then, right? Like, what was that whole journey like from massage to massage school?
Well, yeah. Well, I'll take you back. So I started out at Concordia College. I have an exercise science and Spanish degree. I'm not teaching aerobics in Mexico like everybody thought. What are you going to do with that? I'm going to go to massage school. So my mom was having migraines, and I was finishing my last year at Concordia. And I thought, I'm going to go on and go to massage therapy school because I have interest in that area.
Do most massage therapists also have a college degree?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's usually, it's almost like a tech.
It is. Yep.
Specialized tech school, right?
Yep. It's a license of, that you get with your hours of training. So I went on to massage therapy school, and halfway through my program, I actually started my own business at that point. Just because, why not? Right?
On which you must have been on Minnesota then, right?
Yep.
Halfway through. Because you have to be. Because of the lack of regulations.
Exactly.
See, I understand things.
Exactly.
I know things.
But it was an 1,100-hour program that I went to. And North Dakota requires 750 hours. So I was already at that point. I just hadn't taken that official test.
Sure.
So anyway, I had started a massage business. And then it was about 6 months later, got my license for North Dakota. Then moved to an office in Fargo and started, and that's where I currently have my Fargo professional office, which actually is a break room now. Well, my first office is a break room. So got going, and then it was about 6 months later, and I needed more space, and so I just continued to grow and grow. And my philosophy, like I said, is finding great people, and it's not about me. Right? It's about what I do, but bringing as many people collectively together to achieve all our best. Sure. And so I started looking around for more people, more talent, putting that together, and we kept growing and growing. And then I kept taking on more space in my current building. And then it was like, okay, what I was finding was a lot of the people that were coming on, I was retraining. And so I thought, okay, what would happen? What would happen if we could put a school together that actually bridged all of these deficits and these gaps that I was seeing people coming out of their education with? So I was like, okay, let's create a school. And what if we could create a school that was fully comprehensive? And so that's where I started putting the curriculum together and looking into that. We have a synthetic cadaver that we use with our school as well. So I just Googled fake dead bodies, and up comes the Syndaver company.
Because you're teaching like anatomy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and having a real cadaver is very, it's very smelly. It's and to have something like that,
to say the least,
in your classroom is such a benefit. And so just finding people and giving people opportunities, right? And so there's a lot of folks that going to a 4-year college is just not in the cards. That's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, so let's get a school together and create the best. So that's where the school got rolling. And then with that just kind of, I have a full life cycle of the massage therapy world, right? So going into it, working at it, keeping your license, and then going into the teaching realm.
You clearly have a lot of agency. Like you're running around, you're jumping off, you're jumping into things. You're not afraid to leverage and connect and build and try something new. So that's, have you always been that way?
Yes.
Like, what was the very first business you started?
My massage business.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. When you go back to, I actually started.
Had to have at least a lemonade stand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's hilarious because my sister and I, my sister, Christy Huber, I don't know if you know her.
I don't know anybody. I barely know myself.
That's, yeah.
And I don't leave the house.
And we lived on a gravel road growing up, grain farm. So we, farming family. We were like, we're going to make bank. We're going to have a lemonade stand. This is going to be awesome.
On a rural gravel road.
On a rural gravel road. So, and of course, so here we are, we got our little cardboard box upside down, our lemonade out there, and all, and you could, a car would go by maybe one every hour to 2 hours, and you could always hear them coming down the road. It's like, right? So we're like, okay, here comes a customer. Well, we didn't think about like signage, like slow down or whatever. And then we'd stand out there and you know how little kids were like, eh, and zoom, car just flies by. So we were really excited when my dad had hired some guys to work on our house. They were doing some house to do some roofing. And so
there you got a captive customer.
Correct. So we were out there selling lemonade to these workers. We had a captive about 10 cents a glass. And Dad came around and he's like, you're selling? What are you doing? So that was our first business. And let's just say we didn't have a lot of customers. but we were sure we were gonna bring in the big bucks.
But other than that, you had never really been so enterprising on your own. What was it? I'd like to know the conception point for the very first massage when you're in school.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm going to finish this 1,100-hour class. Mm-hmm. But you say to where did you get the idea that did it start with, at some point I might just jump off and do something in Moorhead? Like how did that dawn on you? What was it like where did the idea even get into your head that I can just jump off all on my own?
Well, I mean, the job markets were very, very different 25 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, and when you ask about other things, I actually had started my own cleaning company in college because nobody would employ me. They kept telling me that I was either overqualified or
that's a fun one.
Yeah, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Right? I was charging $6 an hour to clean people's houses, and I was rich.
Yeah,
I was so rich.
Yeah,
and so
what year was this?
98.
Okay.
And so I was just super excited for that. So when I was going to massage school, there wasn't opportunities for employment. There was one spa in town, and that was, and I wanted to do medical work. So it was like, okay, so if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have my own company. But I was raised in a home where my father is an entrepreneur as well as a inventor. And so that was just our culture of how we were raised. If you could, if you could dream it, you could do it.
Yeah.
And so that was always I never had like, oh, what if I can't? No, it was just like, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And this is how you make it happen. And the other thing is we were always taught that you figure out what you love to do and figure out how to get paid for it.
Yeah.
Because life is way too short to hate what you're doing.
Sure.
And that is where it's really difficult for me when I meet with potential students and they're just like, well, I just don't know. And I'm like,
it's a way to make money.
But you've told me you hate what you do. And right now there's a grant in North Dakota that basically pays for the lion's share of your training. So,
oh, wow. I didn't know about that.
Yes.
What's the name of this grant?
It's the North Dakota Career Builders. Huh. So you just need to work in North Dakota for 3 years after you're done. And there's funding available and it's unbelievable. So it's like, here, pick a new career, have the lion's share of it paid. And when you're done, come into a high demand profession that you with no debt, and here's your opportunity. It's like there it is, and there, it just floors me because people are like, I don't know. It's like, what do you not know? You hate what you do.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's do this.
That's a beautiful sentiment, and I think. It's clear that your father's attitude rubbed off on you. We can do anything we want, and obviously it's a story full of agency where you're just jumping off from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and making it all happen. That's the end of the show. I mean, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It is a fantastic, exciting story. I think people can learn a lot about it. We're going to get out listening to Maroon 5 with their song "Sugar." Tell me about that choice. Why? Because
we have couples massages that we are putting together for this upcoming weekend.
And you pour sugar on people? Like that song, pour some sugar on me, right?
No, not that one. No, not that one. But we are just trying to encourage people and let them know, hey, don't wait till the last minute. Don't call on Saturday morning.
That doesn't work, huh?
And say, I need to get my loved one in for a massage. Go ahead and get it scheduled.
People do that, huh?
Yeah. Yep. And we're like, oh my gosh, no way. That's not going to work. So
don't do it to me.
Just plan ahead. Plan ahead, folks. We've got student massages. We've got professional massage openings.
Yeah, that actually segues in the last thing I'll have you do, which is to plug yourself. Go ahead. If people want to get a hold of you, they want to meet you, or they want to attend your classes or get a massage.
Yes.
How should they find you?
Well, if you want to go to our professional office, it's elitemassage.biz, and you can schedule there. You can text and talk to our amazing support staff. We offer a 5-star guarantee. So if you are not happy with your service, we will replace it. We want to make sure that you are enjoying every moment of that valuable self-care time. We also have our school, and we are always looking for bodies to come and be on our tables for our students to learn.
Yeah. Hey, now I
piqued your interest, haven't I?
We're running out of time, but I'm very I'm very cheap. I don't like spending money, but my back hurts and my wife's fingers are tired. Exactly. So tell me, give me the deets. Like, what are we talking? What are the openings? What am I parting with?
Exactly. So we currently have a student clinic. Mm-hmm. That runs on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and we have Saturdays available as well. Okay. They're a little more limited. However,
and what are the hours on weekdays?
Tuesdays 1 to 4:30 is available.
Okay.
Wednesdays we have, and we also have evening appointments, 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. And that is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
No, these like walk-ins are fine, or
no? You need to make an appointment.
Okay, what's that? How far out?
It depends on the time frame, and it depends which student. Because we have various ones that book out faster, and they're really good at their rebooking.
But like, if I wanted to go get one today,
I believe we have a few more openings today.
Okay. Yeah.
So it all depends on the day.
Just don't walk in.
No, can't do that.
And where is this? See, now I wasn't listening before.
What? Now you tune in finally. Now we start talking massage.
Yeah.
So it's 1121 West Track Drive.
Oh. right in my neck of the woods.
We are right.
I love
Yeah,
it.
we are right over. And I used to say, Bar-Road Bucks and Chuck E. Cheese, but they no longer exist
They
there.
don't. No, they tore that
So
down.
you're going to have to look for the Dairy Queen and Wendy's off of
And
13th Avenue.
what am I going to lose walking in? Like, what's it cost?
So we have last minute appointments.
Yeah.
And we have, for the planner. So it's $50 for an hour.
Okay.
And then we have a list that you can sign up for when we get to, hey, we need bodies on the table. And so those are $35. And as you get closer to that time frame and we haven't filled it, the prices still keep coming down.
They go down.
Well, yeah.
So I can get on the list and because I don't have a job. I haven't had a job for 15
you
years.
Can just come
I'm
in,
very flexible.
Just hang out in our waiting room and be like, and be kind of like standby on an airplane.
In fact, I live like 4 blocks from from West Sac Drive.
I don't know why you are not on our last minute list.
Yes, please get me on your last minute list because I'll take a $35 massage all day. That much I'll do. Any day, every day. My wife will be very happy because she's always saying, "Go get it, go get it," and I'm just I don't know.
I know you need to invest in yourself.
I know.
If you do not invest in your health now, you're going to be investing in it later.
And what it is, I grew up very poor, and it's this mindset you never get out of it, where it's just like it's physically painful to spend money anytime, and I got to learn to live my life. So you're going to be a big part of that.
You can't take it with you, man.
I appreciate that. Anything else you wanted to plug? I'm sorry, I got all excited about
your massage. And then if you're a massage therapist or you have any interest in looking into what we do with CoreStone, CoreStoneMassage.com, and I would be happy to share with you classes and all of the above.
Fantastic.
Where you can find them. Yep.
And of course, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere you type in Conrad and Fargo. You take those 2 words, you type them in together on your iTunes, your Spotify, Amazon.com, anywhere. Google. You type in those 2 words, you'll find me. So please like me. Like me, I'm a millennial. I require constant validation. So please like me, share me, and subscribe to me. Just type in Conrad in Fargo, and we'll leave it at that. So thank you again, Shelle, so much for coming. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we're going to see you all next week. If the music will start. No, because there it is. There it is. See you all next week. Bye.